Most supporters have a CC spell or any kind of healing tool to support their AD carry, but barely any of them have a pillar that can block off the escape path of the enemy and slows them by 46%. Meanwhile, you can interrupt movement spells like the Aurelian Sol drive-by or the Ziggs bomb escape, and Trundle can reach them easily with his ice mat and the Q slow. But the best part would be the peel he offers to his AD carry, since the pillar can block if enemy engages, slow them with the Q spell while reducing their damage and decreasing the MR and armor numbers by 40% with his ultimate. But let's start step by step at level 1. At the start of the game, this champion is going to purchase a steel shoulder guard and 2 health potions. The first skill point should be invested into the E spell, but at this stage of the game, Trundle is quite weak and you should avoid trying to take any kind of trades. The only useful thing you could do would be slowing the enemy during an invade and cut off their escape route with the pillar. But when you go towards the lane right away, just stay behind your carry. Obviously some enemies are trying to poke you down, but luckily Trundle has a great passive to counter that. Every minion that dies right next to this champion he heals for a small amount, so as long as your AD carry keeps farming, this shouldn't be a problem at all. Just wait until you reach level 2. As soon as this happens, Trundle should invest the next skill point into the Q spell, which has the function to slow your opponent, while giving Trundle more attack damage and reducing the enemy damage at the same time. So when your laning opponent decides to all-in at this stage of the game, you can create a safety zone to protect your carry and reduce their damage output with the Q spell, while slapping them with your ice stick. When Trundle reaches level 3, the W spell can be unlocked, which basically provides this troll with some movement speed and attack speed while gaining more HP through all type of sources. This finally allows you to all-in with this champion. You should definitely try to knock the enemy carry back with the pillar, which procs the rune aftershock, allowing your champ to tank some incoming damage. At the same time, it forces them to walk around it while they are permanently slowed. This allows your carry to catch up and deal some damage, and especially Trundle to get closer with his W spell. As soon as you are standing right next to the enemy, hit them with the Q spell and give them some hits afterwards. But don't forget to back off as soon as you have used all your spells. Staying there too long will make you lose the trade. This is the basic combo for trades, which is really good against engaged supports or AD carries, but when Trundle is forced to play against ranged champions, you will have a tough time on the lane. That's why this champion can go for roams and help his mid laner. With the ice mat that provides him with movement speed and the pillar that really makes it hard to escape, Trundle roams are quite effective. The next power spike is unlocked when Trundle gets his ultimate, which is basically an ignite, since you deal some damage over the next 5 seconds no matter where the enemy is, and is also a point-and-click spell. But the most important part is the MR and armor reduction on the enemy, which makes them significantly weaker during an all-in and might save your carry, since you can kill the enemy faster, while Trundle gives himself some sustain. Late game Trundle support kinda falls off, since he doesn't deal damage and also can't be used for split pushing, so the only thing we can make use of his kit is the debuffing the enemy part. Just stand right next to the carry and try to protect them with everything you have. The pillar to get them away from them, or all the other debuffs you can apply on the enemy, should be enough to protect your carry. Here are the build and runes for Trundle support. And if you would like to play Trundle in a better role, where he can get rid of an enemy in an instant and just take 4 turret platings in a few seconds without a finished item, click on this video right here.